Yes, back with another video. Appreciate you all for tapping in. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Let's hop right into it. Don't want to waste time. We can get some questions more or less about what makes our company Agent Lead Lab different. And also just kind of what, as an agent, you could be looking out for if you're looking to partner with any sort of lead generation company. So first of all, the thing that I think is super important is we can service all agents, right? So we have a high ticket service called our Apex package, which we'll get into. But we also have lower ticket items, dollar, $2, $3, $4, $5 leads, 15, 20, $30 leads, $50 leads. And the reason why we do that is because I've been an agent myself, been in the industry for 5 years as to date. It's October of 2025. And one of the things that I realized that's super important is that agents in general need to have Discord is pinging. Agents in general need to have different opportunities and different paths depending on where they're at. Now, a lot of people think it's like, oh, well, they should only do high ticket. But here's the thing that I realize is that agents are in completely different places, right? So the way you look at it is, you have new agents, you have seasoned agents, and then you have agency owners. And some people will say, well, a seasoned agent is an agency owner and X, Y, Z. And I'm like, no. I mean, an agency owner that's making 250 to 500K plus, right, with their agency. So they've got anywhere between 5 to like 10 solid agents. And by solid, I mean making, 10 to 20K minimum per month and looking to build, right? These are agency owners, right? A lot of those individuals sometimes think more like business owners. I'm not referring to an agency owner who's making 100K, right? 200K. They're getting close, but they're not there because they haven't set the infrastructure for everybody, okay? But we have packages for every agent or agency, right? If you're a newer agent, that means you're making less than 10K a month, right? And by new, I don't necessarily mean that you're new and you just started, but new in terms of like you haven't been able to get over that barrier. And there's a set list of things that you need to do, right? My suggestion is that you start working older leads. Most people are like, well, I didn't want to work fresh leads. That's the problem. No, that's not the problem. You have to get better at selling. Okay. That's why you're considered a new agent. A seasoned agent, right, in my opinion, is somebody that's making, anywhere from 10 to about 40K a month. And there's kind of like levels to it, right? So you have your 10 to 20K agent. That's just somebody who's, learning how to work new leads, but closing rate isn't extremely high, right? And then when you get to that 20 to 40 or 20 to 50K agent, right, there's a few things. So it could be lead type. So somebody could be working FEX. They're going to be somewhere in between like, 20 to maybe 30K off of FEX. I have, you have vets, right? That's going to be 20 to 50, sometimes 60K, depending on how it is. You have IULs, right? Those are typically going to be 30, like 25 to about 60K as well. And then you have mortgage, which is also going to be your, 25 to about 60K a month. Okay. And the reason why you do this is some of these people are just solo agents. They just want to run. Like when I was selling, this is where I was, right? I was at 20 to 50K a month. I didn't really want to build a team. That was really my emphasis because I knew I wanted to get to the NFL. So I wasn't putting a lot of weight into doing the others. And the thing is, we have packages for each person because not every agent is built the same. So every agent may need a completely different setup. The second thing we offer is what's called a growth hub. Now, what that basically means is that you're going to be able to have, you'll have a variety of training options, right? So we have, bi-weekly sales training, right? We also have a training academy, right? You have scripts, you have team, and that's what we call our growth team, right? And you need this because as an agent, a lot of times if you're just buying leads, so if you're any of these options, if you're a new agent or if you're a seasoned agent, you're just used to buying leads. It's very transactional and like that's great, but there's a lot of agents that still need kind of some hand holding. So you want to make sure that you can get around to other agents that are winning and also be able to ask questions, be provided with scripts and trainings and the ability to learn how to work the leads. Not all leads are created equally, just like not all agents are created equally. So you need to understand and know at what bucket you should be hopping into to make sure that you're getting your highest ROI, right? And then you have leads. Okay, now what do I mean by that? You're like, okay, Trey, well, that's the purpose of this video. What do you mean that, what makes you all different? It's the fact of like how the leads are generated, right? So if I do this, go back, right? So you want to look at, how leads are actually generated. Okay, so you have different types. You have landing page, you have VSL style, right? You have lead form, then you have platforms. Okay, so you have beside that, you got Instagram, you've got TikTok, you've got Facebook, you've got LinkedIn, you've got Google, you've got YouTube. Okay, so we focus primarily on Instagram, Facebook, and Google. Like I don't do a lot of LinkedIn. I don't do a lot of YouTube. Don't necessarily do too much TikTok. Not because they're bad, because that's just our bread and butter. Okay. Now, it's not just that, but it's also, we have VSL style ads. We have pre-booked appointment style ads. We also have landing page leads. We have OTP generated leads. We have general landing page leads. Depending on the agent, what their goals are, how much they're willing to spend, will depend on what, type of lead that gets generated. So the cool thing is, it's not one size fits all. You need to know and be able to move based off the clients that you're working with, right? And if you're an agent, you need to be looking for lead companies, lead vendors, whatever you want to call the person that you generate your leads, has flexibility and knows how to pivot. This is why a lot of lead vendors have gone out of business over the years, because they don't necessarily understand how to generate the leads for the agents that they're serving. They know how to generate leads, but then they get caught up, they work it for a year and they can't pivot because they just learned a simple play, but they don't actually know how to market. And then when things happen, things adjust, they don't have a team back with them, etc. So it's super important. If you're an agent or agency owner, you should be looking for that. And then I have tons of videos on our Apex package. I'm not going to spend time going over here, but more or less, we call it our Apex partnership, but you should be really looking for partnership opportunities. And you're like, okay, what does that mean? Right? And it's going to be someone that can invest in your agency. And I don't mean invest monetarily wise. I just mean with their time, right? So time, dedication, track record, team, onboarding. If you don't have somebody who's able to do that, then you're kind of selling yourself short. It would be transparent. You're not giving your agents what they need. And most people, once again, I say this all the time, they think that lead vendors are going to solve it. I have a part of my business that's lead vendors. Dude, just buy some leads and it's fine. It's not a problem. But at the same time, if you want to grow, right, you have two options. You can keep paying lead vendors, you could pay us. I'm not mad. Or you could find a way to partner with those companies. It may cost you a little bit more from a retainer standpoint, but it's not going to be a per agent thing. It's not going to be one of these, grandiose things. It's going to be a simple, straightforward option that allows you to do that. Now, the biggest thing is you need to find somebody who can dedicate the time, has the track record, can give you a team, and knows how to onboard agents properly. Most people struggle with that because you're actually creating a business. You're not just selling people leads or hey, I'm going to run some funnel that. That's if they don't have experience as an agent, it's going to be very difficult for you to build with them, because why would you go into partnership with somebody who has no similarity or understanding of what you're doing? Just because you know how much an agent makes or how commission structures work doesn't mean you actually understand the psychology of the clients that you're working with. So I always suggest you go find somebody who's been where you're at in terms of you and your agents, knows kind of the culture, understands the sense of urgency, can work multiple lead types, and also put you in a position to be successful. Because it's not a matter of can you do final expense or mortgage or IUL, because not all agents are created equally. Some people want, I just want to do final expense. Okay, do I love it? No, but if they want to do it, that's fine. You should be able to help them create. And there's systems that you could create. You just have to be very straightforward about what that looks like, right? And that's one of the reasons why we've been able to stick around. But I think it's super important. If you're, if you're looking for a partnership or a company, I always say this, it's not just me. I made this video to say what makes us different, but really in the reality, it's all about, as an agent, what do you think is the most important piece to help your agency grow? Or where are you at in this process? Are you a new agent? Are you seasoned? Because some people say, hey, I'm a new agent, I need to buy better leads. I keep telling people that's the wrong way to think. We tell all of our clients, if you're making less than 10K, me just getting you better leads is not necessarily going to solve your problem. If you're not good at selling, you're not good at selling. If you don't know how to work leads, you don't know how to work leads. So there are tangible things that you need to be able to actually make a solid ROI. And that should be really your upline's job. Unfortunately, a lot of companies don't actually care about the agents. So we come in and we really create that community and help you, because at the end of the day, that's really what you're looking for. So as always, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I'll be trying to drop a video every day going forward. Really just trying to put more like value outside of just like leads, but more like how do we help agents make money? That's what it comes down to. And that's what companies should be focused on. So as always, talk to you guys soon. Peace.